Hey, what's going on YouTube? Just wanted to update you guys that today I'm basically restarting the whole tank. I'm going to be tearing it down, new aquascape, and basically starting all over again. So, tank's been up, water first in the tank around, I believe, July of 2019. But I made one crucial mistake back then, and that was to seed um, the aquarium with some live rock that was infested with pests. Um, I remember it specifically. I had about maybe 60 pounds of artificial rock that I put together, and then I added in about 20 pounds of live rock from about three different fish stores. I went to three different fish stores, and I got a piece of rock from each one, and I added it to the tank. And yeah, I remember one of them really had a lot of organic growth on it. At the time, I was like, that's good. The more organics, the more variety of microfauna is in the tank. But yeah, that was a mistake because, um, well, I'll show you what the three issues. First, you can see there's a ton of load of Aptasia. I mean, I don't think you can grow Aptasia any better if you wanted to. But to be fair, I did have Aptasia under control, but I kind of knew that at some point I was going to be restarting the system, so I just kind of let it get out of hand. I did try adding in some Aptasia eating filefish just to see if that worked. One of them I had good luck on, but he started picking on corals, and I got rid of that one. I got a different one, but it didn't touch the Aptasia at all. So I just, let it be. So that's a pest that, I could have managed it better if I wanted to. The other pest is um, vermitid snails. And that's the one that really I think came in with the live rock. So you can see all those jagged little spikes pretty much on every inch of rock. I mean, even if you like look at the edges of the rocks, you see how spiky they are. I mean, it's literally thousands in the tank. And it's actually kind of interesting because it intertwines with the corals. So I forgot the name of this coral that I picked up from Worldwide Corals, but it's like the vermitid snails grow their shells, and then the corals encrust over on top of it. So you have these really interesting growths from corals. Here's another example. So yeah, that one. So you have that right in the middle of the screen there. So you have like a branch, and then you have those spirals kind of shooting off. It's like, yeah, they're just intertwined, and corals grow over it. But the pest that I hate the most, and I've been unsuccessful in getting rid of, are these clove polyps. Those things are just smothering corals, smothering the rocks. At one point, I did take out about three main pieces of rock, and I boiled them in hot water, thinking I got rid of it. But there was probably one little piece that came back, and I just allowed it to spread. So see, it's starting to go up the back wall there, and right there in the back, growing up onto the back wall again. So yeah, so it's a triple thread I got going on. So yeah, man, I'm starting over basically. I took frags of most of my corals, my SPS corals, um, and I'm basically going to be regrowing from those alone. So all these colonies, I'm just gonna just discard. Not because I want to, but because I don't want to risk getting vermitid snails back into the system. So I'm basically just taking little, snippets of coral that I believe to be clean growth that doesn't have any pests, and I'm going to start with that. I mean, look at this nice colony of home wrecker, man. Just throwing away money like that, jeez. But that's good. It's a fast grower. But yeah, man, just wanted to put this out there for you guys and for me as well, just so I can kind of look back and see how things, used to be before restarting. So I did the rockscape already for the new setup, and I'm going to show you guys that in a second. So basically the plan is to put all these fish in a temporary container, get rid of all the aquascape, deep cleanse the system, the whole tank, with vinegar, bleach, citric acid, whatever it takes. I'm basically sterilizing the whole system, and put the new rock in, cycle the tank, get the fish back and corals as soon as possible. So it's actually going to be interesting because we all know, or if you don't know, typically when you're doing SPS corals, you want to really have an established system. They do better, but pretty much as soon as the tank is cycled, I'm going to be putting those frags back in. So I know it's going to be a struggle, and yeah, I'm starting all from dry rock, starting from dry sand. So I know that's a whole set of challenges as well that I've never probably dealt with. Yeah, I've never done a system starting with just dry sand. It's pretty much going to be just using bacteria in a bottle products, and let the system go from there. So I know it's going to be really challenging in the first few months, but I should be able to survive that. But yeah, let me show you guys the rockscape that I kind of made real quick. All right, guys. So yeah, I pretty much have two main structures. Um, Kind of going for that negative space aquascape that seems to be popular these days. So it's kind of elevated with minimal contact points at the bottom. This piece only has two support. This one has one flat, larger one. But yeah, so kind of show you a top down. So that's going to be the main two structures, and I'll probably add in maybe a few smaller filler pieces, in between or underneath, or something like that, because these are mostly going to be. The plan is to have most SPS on this one, some SPS on this one, but I want to have a big Euphilia garden, or whatever their names are these days. They keep changing them. So, like the hammers, torches, and probably add in some conioporas. Definitely love my zoanthids, so I want to have that. Those I might do like on another individual island, just to not spread across the entire rock. But yeah, that's the aquascape for now. Pretty much, these are Marco rocks that I bought online. Then I glued them all together. Grounded up some of the rocks to get the fine dust, and kind of covered up the mortar cement that I used. It's not perfect, but it's all going to be purple at some point. I'm going to be using this container to put my fish in. I want to say that's around 40 gallons or close to 40 gallons. But yep, that's going to be the plan.